Hi, I'm Juliet Mushens. I run Mushens Entertainment, which is a full-service literary agency based in London.
And I'm Sultana Raza from India, and I am a short story and writer. I've published poems and some artworks as well. And I'm very lucky to have Juliet here with me at Fantasycon 2024 at Chester Hotel. And I'd like Juliet to tell us a little bit more about herself.
So I run Mushens Entertainment. I've been a literary agent for 13 years, and prior to that I worked at HarperCollins Publisher, and I have a broad list of clients ranging from science fiction, fantasy, horror, crime, historical, reading group fiction, and everything in between. My authors are based all over the world. They're from a range of backgrounds, and they write, the thing they have in common is they all write great books.
I'm sure they do, and that's one reason why I grabbed Julia, because she mentioned that one of her most recent clients is from Kazakhstan.
Oh no, one of my most recent clients, we just sold their book in Kazakhstan.
Right.
So we work with publishers all over the world, so ranging from China, deals in Taiwan, Japan, Korea, Kazakhstan, all of Eastern Europe, all of mainland UK, Ireland, so we really represent a broad array of people and bring their books to the widest possible market.
So I got the impression that you're open to submissions from ethnically diverse writers.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I represent a broad array of writers from a multitude of backgrounds, be they African American, be they of Indian origin. Some of them are still based outside of the UK as well. I feel that with the internet, it means that you can communicate, doesn't really matter where you are, and everyone has a story to tell.
And age groups?
My oldest writer is in her late 70s, actually.
That's very encouraging for me.
Yeah.
Although I'm 90, I don't really look it, but never mind. This is an SFF conference, so how did you get into agenting, Julia?
I started at HarperCollins Publishers as an intern, and then that introduced me to the world of agenting, and I really liked the fact that they got to work with authors, develop them and grow them, and then that you could work with a range of genres in a way you couldn't quite at a publishing house. So I joined an agency as a PA and worked my way up, and I've run my own agency now for 8 years.
Yeah, congratulations. So are there other agents working at your agency?
Yes, so there are 3 other agents working at my agency, and there are 8 staff in total. We look after UK rights, American rights, and sell all over the world.
So do you accept mainly fiction, or?
I accept mainly fiction, though I do 1 or 2 non-fiction projects a year, but one of my colleagues does predominantly non-fiction, and we're certainly open to non-fiction works as well.
What about children's, YA, poetry?
We look after YA and middle grade. We don't currently look after poetry, but some of my authors are poets, and I represent their novels.
Right. So what about you? I got the impression that even if some authors don't have English as their mother tongue, you are willing to represent them.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of my authors don't have English as a first language, but they write in English and they're published in English.
Right, and I also got the impression that you tend to nurture, you have this philosophy of nurturing your authors rather than...
I would say I definitely nurture my authors, and actually whilst you can't see him, behind the camera is one of my authors that I've represented for around 10 years, and behind the camera is another of my authors who I've represented for over a decade. So yes, some of my clients have been with me since the very beginning of my career.
So yeah, that's very encouraging to hear. And do you have any future plans for your agency perhaps?
I think just keep doing what we're doing, keep representing books we love, and hopefully helping them achieve commercial success.
Are you looking for anything in particular in October 2024?
Oh, I would say anything spooky because it's Halloween season, but generally speaking, I'm very open and broad-minded about what I get in my submissions inbox.
So do you do most genres of SFF?
Yeah, that's right. I do the most subgenres of SFF, be that historical, be it science fiction, be it epic fantasy, romantasy, urban fantasy. Cozy fantasy, a little bit of everything.
What about horror?
Yeah, do a bit of horror as well.
Okay, right. So now people have a pretty good idea, and I just listened to Juliet at a panel and I couldn't resist the urge to ask her for an interview, and I hope that future authors have learned something new from this interview. Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much. Well, thank you for having
coming
me.
here. Thank you for holding up the camera and and for